Hello friends, and welcome back to Wanderlust Gaming. So today I'm actually going to be reviewing Gladiator 2. I saw it yesterday and I was just left speechless. I think that's the best word to describe what this movie is. It's just like and before I proceed, I'm gonna have to warn you guys. I'm gonna talk about like the full plot of the movie because it's an honest review of what I watched, and honestly I'm very, very disappointed by this movie. But this was something that I was expecting, to be honest with you guys. As you can see here, you're looking at the trailer of the Gladiator 2 movie, and this top comment here basically describes the situation, well, the current situation with Ridley Scott. I do admire his work. As you guys know, he's like I think he's one of the greatest filmmakers, even though lately his movies have been a little bit too rough for me and not authentic. I think, and this is like one of the main things that the Gladiator 2 is missing, authenticity. And I'm going to explain you why. But yeah, let's have a look at this comment here. It says, every time Ridley Scott makes a movie, the gods flip a coin. And that's so true because, you get some really amazing movies like Alien, Prometheus, Kingdom of Heaven, which is one of my favorite movies ever. And then you get like movies like this one, Gladiator 2. And I also found Napoleon to be very, just the scripts, I think that's my main issue with his latest movies. The scripts are just not there, and the acting, he's not directing as he used to. The whole scenes of the movies, the actors, I think that's where he's really, really not doing a great job. So let's just go through the trailer really quick, and we'll talk about it.
Strength another.
So yeah, you saw that little fight scene with the ships in the water. Like that was like the introduction of the movie. It was pretty decent, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think the action scenes are very entertaining. I don't think they're that good because they use a lot of CGI, and that was one of the things that I really didn't like. Especially when you get to see, the monkeys, when in one of the fights, the main character Lucius, he fights some monkeys and they just look so CGI. And I think CGI it's okay to be used sometimes in some places, but not like all the time, like, and rely on them.
It is an art, choosing gladiators. They're usually prisoners of war.
I claim this city for the glory of Rome.
You have something in you. Rage.
All right, so here are the monkeys, and I'm gonna say another thing. I think the production levels of his movies are really high. I really value the work that they put into them. But then you have things like these monkeys, CGI monkeys and stuff like that. It just kind of doesn't blend well. I think that's the right word. The CGI doesn't blend really well with the amazing sets that they have, right? So it kind of looks a little. It cheapens the sets, to be honest. And so that was one of my issues, And you'll see the movie. When they do the scene in the water and they're fighting with the boats, which, before you guys tell me, I do know that's very accurate because they did fill the Colosseum with water. I went to Rome like 2 years ago, and I went to the Colosseum especially because of the original Gladiator movie, and we were told like about it there. So it is true, they did fill the water in the Colosseum to have like large battles, which they do show in the movie, but it was pretty underwhelming, to be honest with you guys. I thought the battle on the water was gonna be more epic, but it really wasn't.
Never let it go.
Yeah, you see, it looks
Carry
CGI.
To greatness. I own you now. But who?
And here's my thing with Denzel Washington. I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I found his acting to be a little bit out of place, especially when you watch the first Gladiator movie. I think every actor in that movie, the Gladiator, you could tell like they were like. For me, it was really hard to tell that they were acting. The acting just felt so natural. And in this movie, he just feels like a character that just came from the United States to Rome, and he I don't know, it doesn't seem authentic. His maybe the way he speaks, the way he carries himself, it's still interesting in the sense that it is entertaining, but it doesn't seem to me like a character from 2,000 years ago, especially when you compare the other Gladiator movies, where the first one, where every character just feels like they belong to that era, if that makes sense. But yeah, I still think he was like an entertaining character, but there was like a lot that they could have done with him, I think that was like one of the biggest issues. The character development was really poor, and they had the potential to become greater as the movie goes, especially Denzel Washington. He ends up being like the main villain towards the end, and I think that could have been the director, they could have each time as he was getting closer to gaining power in the movie and becoming this strong leader, they could have changed his clothes to make him more like a warrior and just like a total badass. I think they could have done that, but they just kept him the way he looks like that throughout the whole movie, and then he just becomes the final boss where he fights the main guy. And obviously the Lucius guy, he's super strong.
I give you to satisfy
and it's
your
like, how can you beat this guy,
General
At least try to make the villain very powerful, or look very powerful as the movie progresses.
Rome has taken everything from me, but I will have my vengeance.
There is plenty of pain waiting for you in the next life. I don't know why you are so greedy.
The Rhino battle was so disappointing, to be honest with you guys. Once again CGI, and it just looks out of place, to be honest. They should have just done normal battles, human hand-to-hand combat. That would have been better.
Wait in this one.
Your Majesties.
This is your Gladiator.
It is. I have the trust of Liam.
And here's the thing with these guys, the villains, they were just over the top. They could have been more. They didn't seem like people that just got in power through their own, right? It looks like they just inherit. They were spoiled brats, and it doesn't make sense in a place where people are constantly fighting for power. You have to be very smart, very manipulative. And these guys just seem like clowns, to be honest with you guys. So, this was another issue with the movie. The guys were just not, they didn't do their job right. I feel the character development was non-existent. Whoever wrote the script is terrible. The pacing of the movie was bad, and but it was entertaining.
It will clear my path to the throne. You will be my instrument.
I will never be your instrument, in this life or the next.
Lucius, take your father's strength. His name was Maximus.
So they bring this lady, and you can tell there's a little bit of where she's she tries to relive the acting from the first movie, and it kind of works to a certain degree. But then you have many characters there that they just don't seem like they belong to that era. So, she and the other senator are the only ones that come back from the older movie. And then you have all these guys that just like, they're just like, it feels like they just got a time machine and travel back there.
And I see him in you.
Strength and honor! I don't fight for power. I fight.
Yeah, and then, they use a lot of phrases from the first movie to kind of like hype it up and stuff like that, but it just, it can never achieve the same level of greatness as the first movie.
The free road for men like them.
Your name will be forgotten.
To restore order, I must have power.
Everything is forgotten in time.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal was like a very interesting character. And spoiler alert again, he dies really like kind of early in the movie. So his character just like, it was like, what the hell was that for? And the whole movie has a lot of plot holes that I think are just weird and random. So for example, Lucius gets this guy's, he's a general, Pedro Pascal. And then he has his army outside of the city waiting for him. And then Lucius, he dies. So Lucius learns that his army is waiting outside. So he gives like the doctor, some guy there, the ring to tell them to march to Rome. And it's just like, it only takes like a ring from somebody to march like an entire army to Rome. So yeah, the movie, it was a kind of disaster, but it was like an enjoyable type of disaster.
Empires fall, so do emperors.
This is war! Real war!
The odds are against you.
The odds are always against me.
So I'll finish it with this and say the odds were against the movie. The odds were against Gladiator 2. The first movie just ended just the right way, and there was like no need for a sequel. But it makes money, it prints money, so and I think Ridley Scott should be, he should sit down and just like watch these movies. Same with Napoleon, was terrible, and just kind of like take a break, or like hear many of the comments about the movies and work on them in the future. If he tries to make more movies, because I don't know if he's losing his touch, because he'll come out of nowhere and just make like a great movie. But it seems like his last movies are just not there, especially when it comes to authenticity. I feel like he's now just like relying too much on CGI, and perhaps relying too much on other people that don't have the same vision as he does. So yeah, that was my review, guys. This movie, it's entertaining. Out of 10, I will give it like a solid 6.5, because it's entertaining enough, but it's kind of like a really big letdown from the first movie. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care. Bye bye.